songs, puppets, fun, and mime. Welcome to the story time. Hello, Augustins. How are you doing today? I'm back with another story, and the title of the story today is Sleeping Beauty. Do you all love to sleep? But let's see. Why is the story called Sleeping Beauty? Let's get started. Once upon a time, there was a good and wise king and queen. But they were always very sad because they had no children. At long last, after waiting many years, a baby daughter was born. The king and queen were delighted and loved the little princess very much. When the baby princess was christened, the king and queen gave a great feast at the palace. 6 good fairies came, but the king had forgotten to invite the wicked, bad tempered fairy. Who wants somebody like that in the party, anyways? But when that wicked fairy heard about the feast, she was angry and thought up a wicked plan. After all, she was a wicked fairy. After the feast, the good fairies made wishes for the baby. For her to be good, beautiful, clever, good singer, dancer. And the 6th good fairy was about to make a wish when the wicked fairy appeared looking very cross. This is my wish for the princess. When she's 17, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and will die. Oh no, I can't change that, said the good fairy. But my wish for her is that she won't die. But she will go to sleep for 100 years. The king shouted and the queen cried. But the wicked fairy disappeared in a puff of smoke. Well, I'll make a new law. All the spinning wheels in my kingdom are to be burned at once. If there are no spinning wheels, then the princess can't prick her finger on one. Years passed, and on her 17th birthday, there was a grand ball at the palace, and the 6 good fairies came. Everyone had forgotten all about the wicked fairy. The next day, the princess found a little staircase in the palace that she had never seen before. When she pushed open the door, she saw an old woman sitting at a spinning wheel. Come in, my dear, said the old woman, who was actually, can you guess? Yes, the wicked fairy. What are you doing? Said the princess. She had never seen a spinning wheel before. I am spinning. Do you want to try? And she made the princess hold the spinning wheel. And suddenly, the princess shouted, Ouch! I've pricked my finger. In a second, the princess was fast asleep. Downstairs, the king yawned. The queen yawned. And everyone else yawned, and they went to sleep. The wicked fairy disappeared. But the 6 good fairies, they took care of the princess, carried her to her bedroom, and laid her gently on her bed. In the palace, nothing. Not even a mouse moved for 100 years. No one went near that palace except the good fairies who watched over it while everyone slept. After exactly 100 years, a young prince went hunting near the palace. He saw the roofs above the trees and asked an old man about them. My grandfather told me it's an enchanted palace, and there's a beautiful princess asleep in there. But there is no way in, said the old man. The prince thanked the old man and walked towards the palace. But when he reached the trees, they moved apart and let him through. He ran up the palace steps, past the sleeping guard's open door. Nothing moved. It was creepy. The prince searched the whole palace and at last came to the princess' bedroom. When he saw her lying asleep, he thought she was so beautiful. He bent over and kissed her very gently. The princess opened her eyes. The spell was broken, and she said, Wow, you have come at last. Everyone in the palace woke up and said, Oh, we are hungry. Tonight we are going to have a big feast. And next day, the prince asked the king if he might take the princess and marry her. The prince said, "Of course, go, live happily ever after." So that was the story of the Sleeping Beauty and how the spell was broken by the prince. All right, Augustians, ta-da!